Alrighty, so last weekend I went in my first ever hackathon and I don't even know how to code properly. Okay, stay. Okay, cool. So last weekend I entered my first ever hackathon. And for those who don't know, a hackathon is basically an event where you go, there's projects who put up money for prizes and all you have to do is build an app, a website or anything for one of these projects and you might win a prize. Unfortunately for me, I didn't win shit, but overall, it was an amazing experience. And that's kind of what I want to talk about with you guys. It was just my experience at my first ever hackathon. So the hackathon I went to was actually Eth Global Sydney. And for some context, I've been in the ETH community for a while now. I've been selling NFTs, collecting people's digital art, making my own digital art, and kind of just working with a lot of people in that space. And that's kind of how I've been living for the past 2 to 3 years, just fully supporting myself from participating in that space. And I thought, why not go to a hackathon and kind of meet more builders in the space and just kind of network and make some friends with more people. If I win, I win. If I lose, doesn't matter. I make all these new friends, make all these connections and just learn more about Ethereum. So that was my plan going into the hackathon. And the project I wanted to build for was Nouns, which is probably one of my favorite NFT communities right now. And just for a little bit of context, let me play you a quick video so you know what Nouns is all about.
This is a noun. In fact, this is noun number 1. It was put up for auction and sold for 613 ether.
Sold to you.
Every day that passes, a new noun is born and auctioned off to the highest bidder. 100% of the money goes straight into the communal treasury. Each noun owner has a say as to how this money should be spent, with one noun NFT equaling 1 vote. This hive mind approach to decision making makes nouns a DAO. The Nouns DAO. Ideas, or proposals, are pitched to the Nouns DAO by people from around the world, and the noun owners vote for or against a proposal. If an idea being proposed gets enough for votes, money from the treasury is then automatically sent to the person who submitted this proposal. And so if we look at the bigger picture idea here, if the Nouns brand value grows with all these cool things they do, then the value of Nouns NFTs will increase and so will the size of the treasury. Then, this even greater pool of money can be used to do even more positive and exciting things in the world, which gets Nouns even more positive attention, which further increases the NFT value, which means even more money, which means more cool stuff, and so it goes on and on and on. This idea is what the community calls the Nouns virtuous cycle. Anybody in the world with a good idea can be part of the Nouns experiment, and this will continue forever.
All right, so now you know what nouns are. I want you to hear a little bit from some nouners themselves who actually submitted a proposal and got funded to go to Eth Global in Sydney and kind of help host the booth there. So let's hop into the hackathon and hear a little bit from the team. Could you explain to everyone who's watching what is nouns, very simply, in the most simplest terms?
Yeah, so Nouns is trying to experiment with being a decentralized brand. Mm-hmm. So the idea is instead of a couple of people deciding what products will be launched from Nouns, it's the community who proposes different ideas and the DAO funds them. Mm-hmm. So the idea is to create projects about almost anything like art, illustration, animation, technology, sports, anything you can think of can be funded by Nouns.
It's really cool what they're doing. So basically you see these little characters and stuff they auction off one of those NFTs every day and all the money from the auction goes into a big treasury. Yeah. And that money, I think they have, how much is in the treasury right now? Probably over 20 to 40 million. I'm not sure what the exact number is, but basically they have that money and you can make a proposal. So you have a noun, don't you?
No, that's the cool thing, at least what I think, because anyone can submit a proposal. Mm-hmm. So you don't need to own a noun to create something.
Exactly. So it's open to basically anyone, and then the noun owners who own these little NFTs, they pretty much vote on what gets approved, and then basically they'll just send the money through a smart contract, and you have the money instantly, and you just execute on that idea. And what they're trying to do is just really spread this. This symbol is a huge part of the Nouns ecosystem, the noggle, which is really important. So these are the iconic Nouns goggles or glasses here. Here we go.
Those glasses.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you.
People who want a pair of those.
Yeah. All right, so now you know a bit more about Nouns and kind of who I'm building for. I want to go into detail a little bit later in the video about what I actually made and how I did it, especially as someone who doesn't even know how to code, right? I've been coding with ChatGPT here and there, getting some help from other people. So it was a fun experience with that. But before I go too deep with that, I kind of want to talk about my experience just at the event in general. So basically the hackathon was sick. It was basically unlimited food, 24/7 venue, walk in whenever you want, leave whenever you want. There was even like beds there. People were sleeping on beds in one of the back rooms, like these blow up mattresses. It was just a crazy, cool vibe there. And I just loved being around that energy of like other people wanting to make stuff and other people on their grind. You know, everyone's got their hoodies on, headphones in, like, and you're just around all that energy, builder energy. And it's just so inspiring to want to try and make stuff. And especially me, like it makes you want to work even harder because these people are so talented. Like there's people, these mathematicians there, these computer scientists, and I'm just like this guy who studied design and advertising, right? Like, I do other things, but like these people are in the coding programming world. So it's really interesting surrounding myself with these like super smart people and just asking them questions. And I even made a couple friends. I basically made 2 really good friends during my time. One guy, Tudor, shout out to him. He helped me with my project a little bit when I was messing up a bit. And another guy, Marcus, and we just spoke about shit coins and just talked about NFTs and all this stuff. We're laughing. He's from America. And it's a great place to meet people. And like just anyone will come sit down and say, hey, you need any help with your project? And like people will just help you out. And it's the really positive energy in the air at these like conferences, especially like the crypto conferences and NFT conferences. It's a little bit different because this is a hackathon, but I just love the energy in the air, man. It's just so good. All right, so now you got a little bit of insight into what the hackathon was actually like. I want to go into depth about my project now a little bit. So coming into the hackathon, I knew from my perspective as like a non-coder, I wanted to make something extremely simple and just submit it. My goal of the hackathon was just to create a project from scratch and submit it. So my whole thing is like I want to make things and just put it out and just iterate on that, you know, and just get better and better. So basically the process of coming up with my idea for the Nouns DAO went a little bit like this. I started off brainstorming on my iPad, you know, I drew a couple bubble maps and just kind of came up with random ideas, shooting off everywhere. And then I took those ideas the next day and I turned it into like a little flow chart and basically came up with an idea on how I want users to interact with my website. So basically the concept I had for my site was I just wanted to make like a mindfulness kind of app, website kind of thing where users go there, they unwind a little bit, they do some breathing exercises, and that's it. Like it's nothing crazy. And in hindsight, I probably should have done something different that plays into my talent, but I'll go over what I will do differently at the end of this video. Regardless, I eventually got the project finished. And then I just submitted it and went home and went to sleep at like 4 a.m. And then I had to go back at 9 a.m. the next day to pitch to the Nouns team I met previously. The pitch went super well. They were super friendly. They gave me some great advice. But I just think, looking back on it, compared to everyone else's projects, mine was a little bit subpar, but that's okay. It's just like an experience I wanted to go in and kind of learn from and to see how they work. But that takes me to what I'll do differently at my next hackathon. So first of all, as mentioned earlier, I'd play into my strengths, right? So branding, design, creative direction, right? Play into my strengths with that. And even like the content and marketing side of things, instead of like getting caught up in the code and, you know, getting bogged down with that, right? And not letting my true kind of creativity flourish, because I feel like it didn't really come through with the project I submitted, but that's all right. Because there's plenty other Nouns projects I want to work on and kind of just submit and just see if anyone likes it. That takes me to the next thing I would do differently, and that is just join a team, right? Trying to do everything by yourself is really slow. And I feel like if I joined a team, even with my friend from before, Tudor, we could have easily put something together super nicely. He could take care of most of the code. I can take care of the packaging and like the visual side of things. And just we work together. I feel like it's a funner experience, first of all, working with other people. It's more collaborative. It's like I said, it's just a funner time. You got other people to do what they're good at in that project. So instead of me working on everything, I can just focus on what I'm good at and let someone else focus on what they're good at, and we can make something even better than if it was just me focusing on everything of the project. So that's kind of why I want to contribute a little bit more to Nouns, is because there's so many talented builders there, and like people will just help you with anything. And that's kind of like why I'm even making this video, just to kind of show people about the Nouns ecosystem and what they're doing, and almost as a precursor for some other projects I want to release, hopefully with Nouns, and maybe get a grant or something like that. But in conclusion, the event was amazing. I would 100% go back to another hackathon. I love the Ethereum community. I love programmers and all the people that turn up to these events. I feel like we just get along so well. We're just into all the same stuff, and you just resonate straight away when you meet these people, and it's like you knew them for years, and you just met them like 2 seconds ago, and you're having a conversation about where you think decentralization is going and why it needs to go like this or that, and it's just an amazing experience. I would recommend anyone to kind of do. And if you don't know how to code, just go and meet people, talk to people, join a team, and just like people will be happy to have you. That's what I learned, but I think it was too late. I was too deep into my project to even take a chance with a group. But that's what I'd definitely do next time is I would join a group, make friends, and just have fun. So hopefully that video gave you a little bit of insight into what going to a hackathon was like. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.